So this is something a little bit different for lunar hypnosis. Basically, I'm going to make a video here and show off my metal vest. Just a little backstory to all of this thing is I started this back in late 2009, if I remember correctly, which I suppose maybe a little late in my life to making a metal vest, since I think a lot of people make them when they're kids and their teens, but I don't know, I was a late bloomer with making one, I guess. And originally I had just glued patches to the vest, but that didn't turn out very well because when I lost one at an overkill gig, I realized it was time to start sewing. And I wasn't very good at sewing at first, but, and this is actually this old Black Sabbath patch right here on my pocket of the vest is a pretty good example of it. And you'd think, as much as I love Black Sabbath, I would have a better patch and would have sewed it on a lot better, but there's an example of how shitty I was when I first started. That's actually the very first patch I sewed on this thing. But moving down there, we have an anathema patch, which is actually still glued on, and I can't get it off, and I can't even put a single stitch to it. So I guess that one's okay, though. But moving along, we have Necromantia, the old Demo Board Gear logo. It's mostly the old stuff I like from them. Celtic Frost, of course. At the Gates, and Psy. Just a tiny amorphous patch. We have a behemoth on the shoulder. A very glittery Burzum patch here, with Slayer and Windir above. In Flames, Mörkgrynin, Swedish melodic black death metal band, one of my favorites. Archcode from fucking awesome Archcode from Finland. Grotesque, the old band of Thomas Lindberg. It's also my most favorite stuff ever. Immortal, of course, and a Bigor patch on the right shoulder. Then when we flip you over, this is where the real fucking trove of patches appears. It's probably a little bit of a mistake on my part, since I never actually put a big back patch, so therefore my vest is just this one big mass collection of patches. And a friend of mine once said to me that my back of my vest looks like a promotional flyer for a European Metal Fest, and I think that's kind of fucking funny that he said that, because nowadays it actually does look like it, I think. But starting at the bottom here, we have Cultus Sanguine, one of absolutely the most underrated doom metal bands ever from Italy. Fucking amazing. Dissection, of course everyone knows them. Edge of Sanity, Nirvana, 2002, Marduk. Hate, which is actually not a band I'm that big of a fan of, but a friend of mine gave it to me after she toured with them, so I sewed it on. And Covenant, love their old stuff. Death, of course. Venom, and Pieties, one of the more recent ones I've sewed on after seeing them a few months ago. Darkthrone, naturally. Enslaved, Centuricon. Beherit, of course, absolutely. Entombed. The biggest patch in the back here is the Moonsorrow patch, which, I don't know, I wouldn't say Moonsarrow's my favorite band, but I do fucking like them a lot, so it's kind of, you know, it's turned out that I found a big Moonsorrow patch and I went with that one, so that's the biggest patch on this vest, but whatever. Then we have a really tiny Bathory and the Kavist patch, which is awesome. Mayhem, which you also may hear playing in the background. Profanatica and Morbid. Moving over, we have a very tiny Megadeth patch, which is actually probably the smallest patch in this vest, which is, again, kind of ironic, since Megadeth is was my first ever metal love way back in the early 90s. Then Pestilence above, Impaled Nazarene, Pentagram, Emperor, King Diamond, Moonspell, Judas Priest, Taki, Watain, Egalak, Ulver, Warbringer, Nocturnal Mortem, Naglfar, Cathedral, another little Iron Maiden one, which is, I guess, kind of ironic considering the impact they've had on me over my life. Vader, and a Metzatal patch, which is actually one that means a lot to me, because a very dear friend of mine from Estonia gave it to me. Opeth, Catatonia, My Dying Bride, and W.A.S.P, W.A.S.P, of course. Oh yeah. What else do we have to show? Over the side we have an old abhorrence patch, Dark Fortress, Nocmistium, Sepultura, and that's really about it. Still a shitload of patches, and I really have to say that, you know, anyone that's ever thinking about making a metal vest, it's absolutely worth it. I mean, it's very time consuming, and you'll spend a shitload of money buying patches. I mean, I can't even imagine how much money, I mean, each of these patches cost. Some of these are import patches where I paid like $10 each. Some of these are cheaper, I paid $5, but you know, it's a fun hobby, but it's expensive, you know. And but I absolutely recommend it because it's so much fun. Just putting all your favorite bands on a vest and then wearing it at a concert, it just makes you feel like you're so much more part of the action and everything, I think. And even if you are older, like I was 28 years old, I think, when I first started putting this together, so you know, it's never too late, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this is something a little different for Lunar Hypnosis, and you know, you get to see my vest. I don't know, maybe I'll do more videos like this where I'm showing off just random shit, or maybe I'll do other stuff where I just take photos and talk about it. This is just one where there's so many patches I just didn't want to talk about it, so. Or I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't want to post photos and talk about it. This video is much easier, and hopefully you don't mind my voice, but my voice, I don't like the way my voice sounds on video or recordings or whatever, but hopefully you don't mind it. Anyway, that's what I have to say, and this is my vest, and how about one more quick video, quickly, why don't I put the sucker on and show it off a little. Here we go. Front, back, and that's my metal vest. Thanks for watching. And thanks for reading Lunar Hypnosis, as always. Take care. Fuck yeah.